linguist.
All right, Rob, welcome to the Emerald City. And we've got one of the great rivalries in college football coming up for you on FS1 as the #2 team in the nation. Oregon comes to town to take on the Washington Huskies. Hi, everybody. Gus Johnson and the great communicator, Charles Davis, my partner. Welcome to Seattle. And we talked to both teams this week looking for one theme, folks, that explains how this game is going to break down. And when it was all said and done, this is what they told us. Whoever punts, loses. That's it.
And that sums it up with the way these offenses are tuned up. Let's start with Washington. Keith Price led. They've only had 6 3-and-outs all season long. Oregon, their quarterback Marcus Mariota, they're averaging 59 points per game. Whoever punts loses indeed. Each time you have an empty possession, you feel like maybe it's a 14-point swing. These defenses have a lot to handle today.
And here come the Washington Huskies coming off a tough loss to Stanford in Palo Alto last week, but they're home, they're confident with a new offense, and they're ready to take it to the Ducks. Big time ball game on FS1. Oregon, Washington next. You know it's a big game because the stars are out. Phil Knight, the architect. Coach Mike Holmgren, Super Bowl winner. Warren Moon, Hall of Famer. Ron Burgundy, his presence is here. And who's that guy? Welcome to Fox College Football, presented by Geico. One of the great rivalries in the sport. We're ready for Oregon and Washington. Time now to join the third member of our team on the sideline, who moments ago met with Steve Sarkisian. Here's Christina Pink.
Okay, well, this one has all the makings of a track meet to efficient up-tempo offenses. Coach, what does your team need to do to outlast Oregon tonight?
Well, we need to stay focused, play with quiet minds, and be disciplined on the defensive side of the ball. Make them earn their yards.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Panoramic view of Husky Stadium, the renovated Husky Stadium. Your weather, perfect football weather. 54 degrees, slick. Rained yesterday, a little bit today. Shouldn't be a factor. And the series history, Oregon has won the last 9 by an average of close to 26 per game. It's the longest win streak by either team. The question is, will the Black Mamba play? Sprained his ankle against Cal a couple of weeks ago. Didn't play last week against Colorado. And he's not back to return this kick. Josh Huff, Keenan Lowe will return. As Oregon won the toss and elected to receive the football. Steve Sarkisian, 39 years old. Travis Coons will send it away. Oregon, Washington, and we're ready here in Seattle. This is going to be returned to the 25-yard line by Josh Huff as he gets out of bounds. And let's take a look at our Heart Performance players.
Byron Marshall is their leading rusher, 3 100-yard games on the season. Braylon Addison, a huge game last week at Colorado with 2 touchdowns in the air. Sean Parker is the missile at safety, and Shaq Thompson at linebacker. The speed necessary to keep up with Oregon's offense represented in those 2 players.
So Marcus Mariota, the young man from Hawaii, 8-0 career record in road games. He has blazing speed running the football. First down and 10. At his own 27. Addison in motion. And they'll hand it right. Washington right there. Marshall running the football. Stopped by Marcus Peters, number 21.
And note Washington's defensive front early. Normally they are a 4-down lineman team. But to combat the speed and way that Oregon will spread you out, they're going to go with 3-down linemen today and an extra linebacker.
Gain of 2 on the play. Second down and 8. Marshall in for DeAnthony Thomas. He'll fling it out to the far side, and Huskies there once again. Monk with the reception, but he gets crunched. Sean Parker, the safety, coming up and laying the wood.
That's why I call him the missile, Gus. He roams far and wide in their safety, from the safety position, can drop in the box and make a play close to the line of scrimmage as well.
Biggest challenge of the season for Oregon on the road against the Huskies. 3rd and 5 to the 32. Here's a handoff, running left. Washington trying to close, and they do, as Marshall. Does he get the first down? A late flag throw.
I think that he got enough for the first down, and then the flag comes in a dead ball situation. But I think he got enough for the first on the initial mark.
Jack Wood, your referee.
The result of the play is a first down. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 18. 15-yard penalty from the end of the play. First down.
That's Greg Dupree, the right corner.
Dupree is a high school teammate of DeAnthony Thomas. A lot of emotion into this game. We have a lot of players on both sides who knew each other from back in the Los Angeles area.
Opening drive for Oregon. First down and 10 now. The Husky 47. Mariota. He'll take off. Near side and scampers out of bounds at the 36. And he picks up another first down.
When we talked with Steve Sarkisian, what did he tell us, Gus? What scared him the most about Oregon? Marcus Mariota's legs and his ability to make a play when you cover everything else. It's the extension of a play that we saw there where Mariota scampered and picked up a first down.
First down and 10, 36-yard line. Marshall the single setback. Low in motion. And some movement on the right side of the Duck offensive line.
False start. Offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That's a right tackle, Jake Fisher.
We saw the graphic about Washington and their penalty troubles this year. And Oregon hasn't been much better as we look at the first quarter scoring. Washington's only given up 7 all year long. And Oregon's used to putting the blitz on people with 111 points in the first quarter. But Oregon struggles with penalties as well.
First down and 15 at the 41. Marshall running left, followed up, and taken down. Terrific pursuit by the Huskies. And finally cleaned up by Kikaha.
And look at the middle of the line. It's the defensive front that made everything happen. They didn't allow any penetration by the offensive line. They couldn't climb to the second level. Nowhere to go for Marshall running the football.
Iole Kikaha, a junior from Hawaii. Mariota with time. Wide open. Oh, and it's dropped. Keenan Lowe had a surefire touchdown. Mariota put it on him.
Gus, as Lowe came out, and you see here, this ball should have been caught. It couldn't have been thrown much better. But the eyesight got a little off as he went up to reach for it. But Keenan Lowe got grabbed early in the route, and I think it threw him off running downfield.
Brings up third down and 15. Ducks need to go to the 26 for first down from their own 41. Mariota out of the gun. Over the middle, and it's caught. Addison, and he's ridden down at the 32-yard line by Timo.
But this isn't necessarily a punt or a field goal attempt for Oregon. They don't have a lot of confidence in their field goal kickers, and you're in that no man's territory for punting it. So I think they go for it here, as is normal with their MO.
Mark Helfrich promoted from offensive coordinator, a position he'd held since 2009 to replace Chip Kelly, who took the Philadelphia Eagles job. Fourth down and 5 at the 36. Marshall and Huff out of the split backfield. And Mariota running, and he won't get it. Fumbles the ball as well. Sean Parker coming up with the tackle. And the Ducks will turn it over on downs. How about that? The Washington defense coming up big They get off the field, and here comes Keith Price and company. Job since coming to Washington as his team gets off the field. They give it to the offense. Let's take a look at the high-performance players, starting with the Washington offense.
Bishop Sankey makes them go, everything predicated off of the run game. And then Kason Williams, the wide receiver, today is a chance for him to really be the #1 receiver that he is. For Oregon, Tony Washington is playing awfully well, taking over Deion Jordan's drop linebacker position. And in the secondary, Ifo Ekpre Ololu is an All-American who had a tough time last week against Colorado. Did not play up to his usual standard. He's out to prove something today.
His nickname is the Total Package. The young man that is the total package for Washington is Keith Price, who threw for 350 yards and 2 touchdowns against Stanford last week. He's a 5th-year senior from Los Angeles, completing 71% of his passes this season, leads the Pac-12, and he'll start from his own 27, playing with a tender thumb suffered in the Stanford game. Here's Bishop Sankey running on first down. And he's tackled by Tony Washington. Now, according to the Washington people, they don't think Oregon's that tough up front.
They think that the physicality that Washington plays with can overcome the defensive front of Oregon. They respect them, but they don't fear them.
Here's Price throwing off his back foot, and this ball is caught. Jadon Mickens gets out of bounds about 2.5 short of the first down. Rodney Hendrick with the tackle. Mickens is a scat back from LA.
Really a running back that they're using at the wide receiver position, getting better and better at being a wide receiver. But when the ball's in his hands, he's a running back again. As we look at the third down conversions, 58% on the season for Washington.
So 3rd down and 2. They hand it off. Sankey looking for the first down, and he won't get it. So now Sark has a decision to make. Does he punt it?
I don't think there's any decision here on this side of the field. I think he's got to get rid of the football. He's trying to take a look and see how close it is, but I think at this stage of the game, punt the ball away. Every bit of field position is important because of the way Oregon runs offense.
Remember what we told you, folks. What they told us, whoever punts the most will lose this game for sure. Travis Coon sends it away. Anderson with a fair catch at the 22. A 41-yard punt. Marcus Mariota, Heisman candidate. Versatile. Accounted for 7 touchdowns last week against Colorado. Back on the field after this. No score. 10 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Oregon takes over again, and they are excellent when it comes to explosive plays. They lead FBS with 48 plays of 20 or more yards, running a play every 19.7 seconds. And Mariota pulls it down, and he'll go down at the 30.
Already in this game, though, we have an empty possession on each side. And empty possessions are the key to this game. How many times can you as a defense hold, keep them from no points on the board, because that's an advantage for your offense.
2nd down and 3. Marshall with a hole and pick up a first down as he gets stumped at the 35 by John Timu, but it's enough for a first. Anthony Thomas has not played yet. In full uniform, worked out before the game. First down at the 36. Mariota with all day to throw. Now gets out of the pocket. Turns the corner and out of bounds. At about the 38. Mariota last week against Colorado. What a game. 16 of 27 for 355 yards and 5 touchdown passes. He also rushed for 43 yards and 2 touchdowns, accounting for 7 Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Week.
He's a true quarterback, but when he does run it, he is a running back with 4.4 speed in the 40.
2nd and 7. Here's a handoff along the left to Marshall. And Marshall shot down at the 46. Some hard hitting going on. This time it's Will Chamber. Marshall dinged up after the 8-yard gain.
It's going to be like that all day long, isn't it? Marshall's a physical runner, and Schamberger from the strong safety position does not mind coming up and tackling people.
So Thomas Tyner, the freshman, comes in. He goes in motion out of the backfield. Lines up as a receiver at the top of your screen. Mariota finds Huff. And Huff swung out of bounds at the 48. Corey Littleton getting to him first.
Well played by the outside linebacker Littleton. Very aggressive in his read and gets upfield before the blockers can get outside and get to him. Got underneath the play and stopped it for a short gain.
2nd and 8. Tyner remains in the game. Addison in motion. They give it to him on the sweep. Not a lot there. He breaks the tackle. High stepper. Looking for a block. He has it. Look at him go. Addison out of bounds. Inside the Washington 10. A gain of 43. Raylan Addison.
Right there, the play should have been over. He comes out of a pack of 4 Huskies and continues downfield. And now Oregon's lining up, and they're going to go real fast after the big play.
First down and goal of the 9. We'll give it to Tyner. And Tyner stopped by Shaq Thompson.
Gus, I'm getting the sense early in this game that DeAnthony Thomas is not likely to go today. Because with a guy like that off an ankle injury, you get him going early. You lather him up and see if he can go. The longer he stands there and is cold, the less likely I think we'll see him go today.
First time DeAnthony has ever been injured as a collegiate player. 2nd and goal of the 7. Marshall back in, along with Huff in the backfield. Mariota looking for the option. Pitches it. Huff, did he get in? Wait a minute. Looks like he fumbled it out of bounds.
They're calling this a touchback. They're saying he lost possession as he came down. Now, they'll have to review that because I think he came down and hit the ball on the ground, and that popped it free. See if it comes free from his hand, because his hand's down, not his forearm. See, when he hits the ground there, when they review that, I think that they've got to place that ball there because his hand was down, not his forearm. So right now, the replay officials, Daniel Hill and Dave Juszczyk, have a job to do because they've got to determine whether they think he was down or not. I think they've got to look at that play.
The ruling on the previous play is under review.
So let's bring in our rules analyst and expert in our Los Angeles studios, Mike Pereira. Mike, are you there?
Charles Davis, if you're there and you're listening to me, you are right on this. The question is going to be whether or not it was just the wrist hit or did the forearm hit when the ball came out. The wrist doesn't put you down, and it does look like, well, even there, do you have the right side down? That's very close. But to me, you have the forearm down, which is not part of the hand, and that would actually make you down. So what they're going to look at here is the forearm down causing the ball to come out? Because if it's just the wrist, then it is a fumble and the ball going out of bounds through the end zone.
Mike, on the field, they called touchback, that the ball went out of the end zone touchback. Is there enough to overturn it and send it the other way?
Well, I mean, that's what they got to look at right now, and I think they're boiling that down to, and there was some discussion about this. Actually, I had it with a replay official yesterday traveling down to Los Angeles, how the wrist, either the hand, the back of the wrist, if that's what hit, that doesn't put you down. How you got to get to the forearm. So I think that's what they'll be looking at there, and they'll look at it in stop action to see here what actually hits first. Is it the forearm that causes the ball loose? And if it's the forearm hitting, then that's where they'll make the determination that he was down by contact.
Mike, if it's me, he's down there. To me, that would be the call. He's down. What would you say?
If the knee does touch, but again, that is so close. Watch when that knee touches in relationship to when the arm touches, right?
Look at the hip and the body.
Time.
Whole body there, Mike.
Hip and the body, very, very close. You know, to me, I'd like to see this on the field called as down. Now they're just going to have to see if they have enough to reverse.
After review, the runner was down at the half-yard line prior to fumbling the ball. The ball will be returned to the offense. Third down at the half-yard line.
And pretty smart by Jack Wood, by the way, there. He just said down. He didn't say hip. He didn't say forearm. He gave himself a lot of options.
So the Ducks catch a break. Thank you, Mike. Third down goal at the 1. Byron Marshall lines up in the backfield with Marcus Mariota.
Marshall's a good inside tough runner.
Mariota runs it. And touchdown. So Oregon, they catch a break. Mariota pays it off with the 1-yard run.
And he ran tough on it because it took a while for them to call it.
Wow.
And he lands on the goal line, but did a knee touch first. That's going to be the issue. See, they're going to try and go quickly here. Now we're going to get the buzz to take a look at it.
Touchdown. Previous play. It's under review.
Tell you what, partner.
Early drama.
Daniel Hill and Dave Juszczyk, the replay coordinators and officials, they're going to earn their money today, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Let's take a look and see. Mariota diving for the end zone. There's a knee that goes down. And did it go down before he got to the goal line? That's what the replay official is going to have to determine. And if it did, was the ball across the line at that point? Get ready, get set, and stop. The knee had already hit. See right here, folks. Hold on, and stop. See that? And ball isn't there yet. This has a good chance of coming back and being a 4th down play.
Mike, your opinion.
Okay. Yes, sir. I think right knee's down. Right knee's down, even though there's a shot
After
directly,
review,
not directly down the line.
The runner was down at the 1-foot line. The ball will be placed at the 1-foot line. It will be 4th down.
And is there any doubt they'll go for it here? I don't see a field goal coming at all if you're Oregon. 1 foot to go. They go for it on 4th and 5 in midfield. Oh, they're coming at you now on 4th down. This is a huge play for Washington's defense.
And listen to this crowd get behind their Husky. Capacity is 71,200. And this place is 100% full. 4th down and goal at the 1. Huff and Marshall out of the split backfield with Mariota. Mariota gives it up, and it'll get in! How about that? The Washington Husky defense stands tall. They did get in. Byron Marshall, submarining.
Another high snap. That's about the 3rd one on this drive. Throws off the timing. Appeared that he kept his feet and continued to fight and claw to get to the end zone. But did he land over the goal line initially? Let's watch. Watch Marshall. He disappears into the pile. I don't think he went down there, but I couldn't see it clearly. Now the fight continues as he battles towards the end zone and falls towards the goal line. Watch number 9 and see if any knee, see if the knee or anything goes down here. Nothing so far. Still upright, still on his feet. Now he continues on and backs. Now we have forward progress stop, no whistle. Continues to fight. Gets a little help there from number 54, Hamani Stevens, and they had to determine, was he across the goal line? And remember, the call on the field was touchdown. So that's the standard you have to go against. Do you have enough to overturn that as a touchdown? I'm out on a limb twice so far, Gus. I'm going to go out again. I don't think you have enough to overturn this. I think this is a touchdown. See, I thought Marshall might have gone down in the pile, but it appeared that he kept his feet.
After review, ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
So Oregon finally punches it in with 6:22 to go in the first quarter. Alejandro Maldonado comes in to attempt the extra point. Up and good. It's been a dramatic first quarter in Seattle. The Oregon Ducks ranked number 2 in the nation. Punching it in, 7-6, Oregon. Last year, Oregon beat Washington 52-21, extending their streak to 9 straight. It's the longest win streak in series history by either team. During that streak that dates back to 2003, Oregon has outscored Washington 391 to 158 and adds 7 more. 18 plays for the Ducks, only 3 for the Huskies. Ross will bring it out of the end zone. Gets to the 20. And dances, pushes his way forward, gets close to the 25. Olamu with the tackle on special teams. So the 5th-year senior, Keith Price, back on the field for their 2nd series. Let's see if he can move the rock against the Ducks.
We are Fox Sports 1. Get an early preview of all the day's action with Fox NFL Kickoff. Tomorrow at 11 on Fox Sports 1.
You're starting war with the United States government.
Who is Julian Assange?
WikiLeaks with a 7-0 lead, 6:12 to play in the first quarter. We told you that Price injured his left thumb in the first quarter against Stanford last week. Took all the reps in practice this week. But look at his face right here. Still a little tender. Let's see how it affects his play. Here's Price to throw on first down. He'll dump it off. Bishop Sankey, and the Bishop gets to the 31, tackled by Derek Malone.
I watched him practice on Thursday, Gus, and he missed no reps. All right, so it's the throwing hand thumb, and he took all the throws, and everything looked fine. What I worry about with him is fatigue as the game goes along.
On second down after the 7-yard pickup, Sankey picks up the first down. And some. Bishop Sankey, the nation's 4th leading rusher, averaging close to 150 yards a game. So back-to-back 7-yard gains for the Huskies. First down and 10. Sankey again running left and across the 40-yard line to get to the 42.
Gus, this is our 3rd game here seeing Washington this year. One of the characteristics I think that we've observed with them is that when they have been punched this year, the Washington Huskies, this year's edition of them punches back. And here's their opportunity after the touchdown.
Jesse Collier comes in. Price will swing it out in the flats. John Ross, first down, Washington.
And that was close because Tony Washington, the outside linebacker defensive end, read that very well and was a half a step away of making that play be null and void. But it was caught, moved upfield. Washington on the move now on offense.
Please reset the game clock to 5 minutes, 10 seconds. Start the clock on my whistle.
It's a tough crowd. They started booing, and I was like, what are you booing? What is there to boo right now? They're just booing because they think it might go against their Washington Huskies.
First down and 10 to the 49. Price, the slant, and it's caught. Beautifully done. Kevin Smith wide open in space, and the Huskies are giving Oregon a dose of their own medicine.
And already Washington is forcing some changes from Oregon's defense. They're rotating their defensive linemen in and out to try and keep them fresh for the pass rush against Keith Price.
First down and 10 to the 38. Collier remains in the game at tailback. Here's Price with time, delivers. Collier sideline. J.Don Mickens. Out of bounds. And the Huskies are moving and grooving now. A 28-yard gain.
That running back of J.Don Mickens is rapidly becoming a true wide receiver, and he creates big plays for Washington game in and game out now.
First down and goal to 10. Bishop Sankey, the pistol back. They'll give it to him left, and he'll fall forward. Tripped up on the play by Seiko Lacombo. And it's a 2-yard gain. Price in the red zone this season. 8 touchdowns and a pick. Second and goal. Here's Price. Scampers out of the pocket. Squares his shoulders. And gets it out of bounds.
Gus, you mentioned New Age football, right? This is where we're going to get a test of it now for Steve Sarkisian, the Washington coach. Because of the way Oregon runs offense, it's only 7-0. Conventional wisdom says if you don't get it here, you kick a field goal. As you see Price take the big hit from Malone. But in a game against Oregon, maybe your thinking changes, but this becomes 4-down territory because you can't fall behind.
So third down and goal at the 8-yard line. Oregon showing blitz. Price looking to the sideline, and a timeout called by Washington.
Timeout, Washington. Their first charge timeout of the half.
So while Steve Sarkisian figures it out, let's go to Los Angeles here.
Just the epitome of this.
All right, we'll stay right here.
I wonder, Gus, if the New Age football caused a little confusion for Washington. Meaning, okay, are we doing this as a 4-down territory deal or a 3rd-down call? And that caused some confusion and caused a timeout as we come up again with 3rd and goal.
Oregon has stopped 16 third downs in a row, all 15 last week against Colorado, and 1 today. 3rd and goal. Price lost it for some third. Jenkins! Touchdown, Huskies! The big fella with the soft hands and the sweet feet as he got one inbound. So with 3:52 to go in the first quarter, Travis Coons comes on to attempt the extra point, and it's good. We got a fist fight in Seattle, just the way we like it. 9 plays, 76 yards. Sarkisian answers. We're knotted up at 7.
Exactly.
Austin Seferian Jenkins with the touchdown in the red zone. And that touchdown set up by a Jadon Mickens 28-yard catch to get the ball to the 10-yard line. Price 5 of 6 on the drive, 64 yards.
And Austin Seferian-Jenkins' emergence today has been a topic here at the University of Washington for the last few weeks. They need him back in the form he showed last year. He's off to a good start.
And Oregon will start. Josh Huff with a lane. Huff gets to the 30. Huff trying to split, stays on his feet. Gets to midfield. Huff spinning, almost lost it. And goes down at the 42, but what a run by Josh Huff, the senior from Houston, 57-yard return.
This is called running with a purpose and determination. Yes, he got some good blocks, but he ran through 2 tackles there. He runs through 2 more there, stays on his feet. Nearly loses the football after a little bit of a collision there. Looked like number 7, Shaq Thompson. And you remember last week, what did Washington have trouble with at Stanford? Covering kickoffs. A 99-yard kickoff return given up. A 68-yard return given up. Both turned into touchdowns.
Ty Montgomery, spectacular on special teams for the Cardinals. Now Mariota starts from the Washington 42. He'll hand it off to Marshall around the left side. As Prince Fu comes up with the tackle after a 6-yard gain.
Going back to last week, Washington gave up those big returns. So what was their answer? To put more frontline guys on kickoff coverage. That didn't help on the last one.
Second down at 4 to 36. And this is Monk with the catch on the tight end's screen. Doesn't go very far, a couple of yards on the play.
One thing I think we need to keep an eye on, to me, the center snaps from Haranis Grasu to Marcus Mariota, a good number of them have been high so far today. Let's see if that gets corrected, because I think it's throwing up some of the timing of their running plays.
Third down and 2 to 34. They hand it off. Followed up is Marshall, and he's taken down for a loss at the 41. Gregory Ducre. And we'll see our first punt of the game.
But watch how it gets blown up by number 1, Sean Parker, who is on the line of scrimmage. That's him taking out the initial blocker. Number 64, Tyler Johnstone, and creating the play for Gregory Ducre.
So the first punt of the game, Alejandro Maldonado. The 46 pops this from high in the air, angled toward the far corner. And dives, beautifully done at the 5. Now it's time to go to Patrick O'Neill in our Fox College Saturday studios for Lowe's Never Stop Improving Game Break.
Hey, Gus, thanks. So far, Boston College doing a great job keeping Taj Boyd and third-ranked Clemson off the field. This helps Miles Willis. 38-yard touchdown, 7-0. Late second quarter, BC up on Clemson. Gus and Charles, back to you.
You can hear the Clemson fans right now. Are we going to Clemson? Is this going to be another example of Clemsoning, meaning losing a big game before their biggest game? Because next week, it's Florida State.
First down and 10. The Keith Price and Washington offense at their own 5. And they'll hand it off. Bishop Sankey. We had a chance to meet Bishop yesterday. What an impressive young man. Raised in Spokane, but grew up initially in the Akron, Cleveland area.
United States Air Force, his father. So you could feel that buttoned-up young man that we met yesterday. Great story about his grandfather getting his sight back. Able to see him play again, watching today on television. Back in the Los Angeles area.
On 2nd and 7, running hard once again. Tackled by Taylor Hart. 5-yard pickup.
If nothing else, 2 first downs to help field positions what Washington is trying to get.
Sankey stretches it out. Down the sideline, and it picks up a first down. 17-yard gain. Brian Jackson, the safety, pushes him out. Remember, this drive started at the 5, and all of a sudden, Washington with room at the 30.
And what we're seeing early in this game, we saw Washington punch back after the touchdown. Then their defense went out and held up and giving the offense the ball back.
Price with time, scrambling. Elects to get out of bounds, and he'll pick up a couple.
And Gus, that's the new and improved Keith Price. Last year, he would have scrambled around and kept scrambling, trying to create a play that maybe was not there and usually turned out wrong. This year, lives to fight another down. Shows a lot of intelligence in what he's doing on the field.
2nd down and 8 at the 32. Jesse Collier comes in. They'll give it to him. And the interesting thing about this Washington squad, Steve Sarkisian changed the offense at the end of last year. And basically, he's doing everything that Oregon is doing.
Yeah, it's almost an exact replica. The play calls may be a little bit different, but Washington feels that they run the ball with a little more physicality, but everything else is about the same, especially the speed and pace.
3rd down and 5 in the flats. Collier will not get the 1st down. Great defensive stand as Olamu comes up and makes the tackle. Now the Huskies will punt it.
Now you see why they call him, what did you say they call him, the total package? You saw why, because he doesn't just cover, he tackles awfully well in the open field.
That takes us to the end of the 1st quarter with the score, Oregon 7, Washington 7. Husky Stadium, and we're tied at 7. Gus Johnson, Charles Davis, and Pink with you. 4th down and 7 for the Huskies as Travis Coons will send it away from his own 19, his 2nd punt, angling it toward the far side, but this one takes a bounce. Huskies think that it was touched, and it was not.
It looked like it, by the way. Addison had to jump out, tried to jump out of the way, and there's a good job by Washington covering it just in case. But the official on the spot was very definite that it did not touch him.
As we take a look at the Chevy sack comparison.
Everything pretty well equal overall, isn't it? But a 7-7 game when Oregon does not overwhelm an opponent, if you are that
The 34-yard line, 1st down.
Thank you, Jack. Wood, it's all good. Remember, Oregon scored 111 first quarter points, 3rd most in FBS coming into this game. Washington just allowed 7, the 4th fewest. It held up pretty well in that 1st quarter. Washington has to feel good about where they are.
Another high snap. Mariota handles it, gets out of the pocket, and incomplete. Intended for Josh Huff. But you're right. Grasu snapping the football is throwing off the timing of this Oregon offense because they have been high.
There have been a number of plays that have not developed the normal way for Oregon, and that's very unusual for Haranis Grasu, one of the better centers in the Pac-12. But a lot of snaps have been high today, and I think the timing has been thrown off of the offense.
2nd and 10 of the 34.
Not to mention Washington running to the football quite well and creating havoc themselves.
And they'll hand it off. Marshall. There's a shoulder. Crosses the 35 and picks up 5 yards. John Timu, the middle linebacker, with the tackle. Those two ladies could play on either team. Ronda Rousey, Miesha Tate. Watch that show, folks. The Ultimate Fighter, best we've ever seen. 3rd down and 5 from the 39. Oregon 1 of 4 on 3rd down conversions. Mariota to Huff, and he goes nowhere. Chopped down at the 40. Nicely done. Timu again. And here comes the duck punt team.
Shaq Thompson from the outside, Timu from the inside, combined and met at Josh Huff and put him down. And I believe Josh Huff is still on the turf.
The popular sentiment at the Washington training facility is that they're tougher than Oregon. Oregon hasn't been challenged, and the Huskies are more physical, and that physicality will take its toll as the game goes on.
Monday Night Fights on Fox Sports 1 presents Golden Boy Live. USBA champ Jamal Charlo takes on Jose.
Josh Huff surrounded by the staff on the back bench. Another look at the injury.
Thompson, number 7 from the outside. Timu from the inside. And it looks like a lower leg injury.
Cason Williams back deep. Maldonado downed at the 32. A 28-yard punt. Visit ADT.com/sports to enter for a chance to win an ADT security and home automation system.
Coming into this game, Gus, Washington believed. But don't you think their belief level now is through the roof? Because they're proving it to themselves of what we've seen, especially on the defensive side of the football.
Play fake. Price in trouble. Price creating space. He's got a lane. Beat Price. Turns on the Jets and gets out of bounds at midfield. 18-yard gain.
Now watch what he has to do in the pocket. See, he gets flushed right there by Rodney Hardrick, number 48, the middle linebacker. But there's a lane to the backside that he discovers with his vision and allows his eyes to carry his feet there.
Here's Bishop Sankey. And Sankey grabbed by Ricky Hamuli. And taken down after a 2-yard pickup. Last week against Stanford, Sankey 27 carries, 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. His 4th 100-yard game of the season. He also had 5 catches for 21 yards.
It's a light night for him, Gus. He's had carries of 35 and 40 this year, too.
Price looking. And he fires just too much on it. And he had an open receiver. That was Casey Williams. He broke free late.
And Oregon may have gotten away with a hold at the top. Watch here. Mitchell, number 27, as he drives on the football, watch him reach out and grab. See right there, see how he hooked him on the inside of the inside, but he hooked him inside, the official standing outside. He probably never saw it.
3rd down and 8. Jesse Collier in the backfield. Price steps up, looking for the first down. He's got room. Price picks it up at the 35. Great decision so far by the 5th-year senior.
Now, much has been made about he and Russell Wilson, the Seahawks quarterback, and their relationship right here in this city. Russell Wilson was a minor league baseball player. One thing that he needs to work with Keith Price on is how to slide, because that was a horrible slide. Great run, terrible slide. Protect yourself, young man. Learn how to get down.
Picked up 10 in the first. Price to throw it on the play fake. Nothing there. And when we talked to the Washington coaches last week about the Stanford game, they felt that Stanford's front 7 was one of the best in the country. Ironically, they flip it when it comes to Oregon. They think their back 4 is terrific.
Yeah, the back 4 is terrific. One of the best secondaries in the country. Ifo Ekpre-Olumu, number 14. Avery Patterson, 21. Brian Jackson, 12. And Terrence Mitchell, 27.
And a handoff to Sankey. 2-yard pickup.
And that back 4, they all have nicknames, too. Ekpre-Olumu, as you talked about, Gus, is the total package. Patterson, Mad Dog, the safety. Brian Jackson, the student, has already graduated working on a 2nd degree. And Terrence Mitchell, they call him the Island because he can cover out there by himself.
3rd down, 8 at the 36. Sankey and Collier in the split backfield. They'll give it to the Bishop. Looking for a hole. Keeps running. Gets to the 30. Fight the ball. Oregon says they hold it. And they do.
End of the play from the backside. Taylor Hart, number 66.
Moving on the field, the fumble recovered by the defense. First down.
Look at the backside. Watch Hart, 66. No, it wasn't him. It was actually Troy Hill, number 13, with the tackle with his hat on the football. Knocked it free, and Oregon able to come up with the recovery.
So our first turnover of the game. That's Oregon's 15th takeaway in 6 games this year. A season ago, Oregon led the nation with 40 takeaways. From the 31, from Marcus Mariota. Play fake. Mariota over the middle, wide open receiver. It's Addison at the 40-yard line. And he'll go down.
at the Husky 31. How about all the action that Oregon runs? It helps create the time Mariota has in the pocket to stand there and find a wide open Addison downfield.
A 38-yard gain, 1st and 10. That one skipped to the far side. I don't know, it looked like that one may have hit the turf.
Yeah, and if it's
Keenan Lowe.
And if it's a lateral, it's okay if it hits the turf, but if it's a forward pass, it should just be incomplete.
Oh, he scooped it up.
But look at his knee. He was down there. That play should have been down right at that point.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. Tyner and a freshman roughed up with a line of scrimmage. Down to Timo again.
Timo came to Seattle as a high school safety and quarterback, has grown into a middle linebacker, a two-time captain, and the first athlete in Washington history to win the top prize for anthropology here at the university. Terrific student, terrific player.
3rd down, 9 at the 30. Mariota flushed out the pocket, turns the corner, and he may have picked up the 1st down. Looks like an 11-yard gain and a 1st down for Oregon.
Doesn't that play remind you what Justin Wilcox said? You can do everything right against Oregon and still come out wrong. The coverage was excellent. Nowhere to go with the ball. Yet he still hot puts it for a 1st down.
On the 19, Mariota stepping up. Hawk inside the 5. Beautiful throw and catch. Darrell Hawkins, who has come in for the injured Josh Huff, gobbled that football up.
Great route by Hawkins. Ran it physically, and they're going to go quickly now.
Number 4. A handoff. And the forward lead by Tyner. Sean Parker stops him.
How about Mariota catching that snap, Gus? He's starting to look like a shortstop out there, having to move and grab it. And he and Haranis Grasu have tremendous communication. They've become great friends. But right now, Grasu could do him some favors and hit him in the number with the football on the snap.
2nd and goal to the 2. Mariota trying to turn the corner, breaks the tackle, and goes down. Wonderfully done. Timo got his ankle. A loss of 2 yards on the play.
Coming from the inside, watch the inside backers. Timo on the run. The former safety shows his speed in a short area and puts down Marcus Mariota and takes his shoe with it.
3rd down goal at the 4. Mariota splits out the pocket. Looking. Touchdown. What patience. Braylon Addison.
Get up, you go.
Nicely done by Mariota, but watch at the end of the route. Watch what Addison does to stay in bounds. Look at that. Make sure he secures the 1st foot, even got a 2nd foot down, and catches the football. A couple of early drops against Oregon receivers. Lately, they're catching everything. Very intelligently done by Braylon Addison.
Addison, 4 catches, 95 yards, and a touchdown. An extra point by Matt Wogan is good. 8:41 to play. 2nd quarter. Oregon making Washington pay after turning it over, and they'll take a 7-point lead. Marcus Mariota being looked at briefly on the Oregon sideline. This is what may have happened. Looking at his ankle. Oregon. Ducks send it away. And this one sails out of the end zone, so Keith Price will start from the 25. Washington answered the first Oregon touchdown. Can they do it again? Keith Price and the Washington Huskies take over. Price 7 of 10, 72 yards and a touchdown. Sankey 11 carries, 45 yards, but the crucial fumble. And they'll hand it off. Sankey over the right side, scooping around the corner.
We have to worry about, if you're Oregon now, is attrition in terms of injuries. Tony Washington on the fumble recovery came up limping. They've really put some extra tape over one of the ankles. We've seen Mariota limp off and Josh Huff. So we'll see how Oregon holds up.
Sankey again. And that'll bring up 3rd down and long. Forrest Buckner with the tackle.
And Oregon just substitutes so liberally on defense, and it's tough to do in this day and age of the up-tempo offenses, but they typically have 22 to 24 players up and ready to play on defense each week, and they use them.
3rd down and 7 for Price. To the sideline, too high, 3 and out. A flat series for the Huskies.
Another empty possession. And in this game, that's difficult because you're giving the ball back to a team that's pretty good on offense. And Washington's played well defensively. But boy, you're already down 7. You give it back to that offense.
Braylon Addison, who's been terrific in the first half. Here's Coons. End over end kick. Not a very good one. And it's down at the 37. So solid field position for Marcus Mariota as he comes back on. Let's go to Los Angeles for a game break.
Thank you very much. Hey, Oregon, Washington, pretty good offenses, but Baylor, the gold standard. At Kansas State, Bryce Petty to Antoine Goodley, 72 yards. Heard Rob said unbear-like. All right, 21 points. They lead 21-10 at the half. They do average 70. We'll see how they do. Gus and Charles, back to you.
All right, another injured Duck on the field. It's Christian French. Let's take a look at what's happened in the top 25. Georgia losing to Missouri. How about Coach Tinkle? Okay, we'll go to the SEC. Give me a year. 7-0 now.
And his quarterback's been basically healthy all year, James Franklin. That's a big help. And this is their first true challenge because their schedule has been pretty light. But you could almost feel Georgia was going to struggle today. Top 2 running backs not playing. Top 2 wide receivers not playing. In the gauntlet of schedule that they played, you knew it would be a struggle. Congratulations to Missouri. And how about Texas? Everyone had already written the final page on Mac Brown, hadn't they? Wow. Now, you go ahead and tear that page out, at least for this week, because Texas, what's their song? Texas Fight? It's exactly what they did today.
3-0 in conference play. Greg Robinson doing a terrific job replacing Manny Diaz as the defensive coordinator. And watch the Red River rivalry this afternoon. Tell you what, the Longhorns were getting at it on D.
Justified the move that was made, and what did Mac Brown say? We can salvage this season by winning the Big 12. As you noted already, Gus, they're 3-0.
Take a look at some of the stars today. Marshall.
But for Oregon, that's another player that went off the field. Christian French is in their rotation as a defensive lineman. Tony Washington, extra tape on the ankle. Mariota we saw go off, but he's back out on the field. And Josh Huff, they took him to the locker room to examine him further. The wide receiver.
And the Ducks start at their own 37. First down for Coach Elfrich in his first year. Mariota, another high snap. A handoff to Marshall. And he's wrestled down after a 4-yard gain. And Coach Elfrich, very interesting quote when they asked him, as we take another look at the snap.
Mariota is a terrific athlete.
They asked him about the difference between he and Chip Kelly, and he said, I won't wear a visor, and I'll eat more vegetables. 2nd down and 6 at the 41. And I'm sure Chip is somewhere watching this game, and he's going to fire off the call to his former offensive coordinator.
Offense, number 63. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
And that's Mana Gregg, the offensive guard. And you know what I've liked about what I've seen from Mark Helfrich so far, Gus? The lack of ego. what Chip Kelly put in place works pretty well, right?
Yes.
A lot of guys come in, I'm the new guy, let's change everything to show you I'm the new guy. Let's go with what works. His changes will be subtle.
Second down and 11. Mariota dancing out of the pocket, throws on the run. He put some mustard on that one. Farrell Brown with the catch, an 18-yard gain.
You said it. I mean, he was slinging that one as he came out of the pocket and put it on Brown, who they think will be a big-time tight end for them.
Hand off to Marshall. Marshall goes down at the 44.
You know who's been underrated this year for Washington, I think, as a player, is Danny Shelton, their big nose guard, number 71. He just went down the line and bottled up that play. I think he's done a terrific job all year long in the middle of Washington's defense, helping to control other teams' run games.
Second and 8. Mariota over the middle. Caught by Lowe. A 6-yard gain.
Oregon's offense puts so much pressure on a defense, not just physically, but mentally. Having to match move for move throughout an entire game.
Third down and 2 at the 38. And a handoff. Marshall pushing forward. Looks like they'll have enough for the first down.
Another way they stress you mentally, Gus, as we've noted already, is they're almost always in 4-down territory or 4-down thinking in what they're doing. So when you're playing third-down defense, you're really not, because there's probably another down coming at you, and that wears on a defense throughout the course of a game.
Darrell Hawkins lines up in the backfield with Byron Marshall. Mariota, the seam route, caught this time by Lowe. He dropped a surefire touchdown earlier. Sean Parker tackles him, but this time it's a 20-yard gain.
They freeze the secondary with the play-action fake and then rifle it into the gap.
And a handoff, touchdown, Oregon. Byron Marshall. Ducks wasted little time, 15-yard touchdown. And with under 5 to go, they're looking to take a 21-7 lead.
And really, for the first time in this game, we saw a gaping hole up front against Washington's defense. That was one I might have been able to limp through for 5, and you would have scored on it, Gus.
Maldonado, the extra point. It's good. 4:55 to play, second quarter. Oregon trying to open things up with a 21-7 lead. A lot of big rivalries in this series. 86, Washington won its 12th game in 13 years. In 94, Kenny Wheaton's 97-yard interception return for touchdown started a run for Oregon. 2003, Washington's last win versus Oregon. But Oregon has won 9 in a row. Marshall, what a game so far. Last week with the Anthony Thomas out, Marshall got the bulk of the work and ran for 122 yards on 23 carries, his second straight 100-yard game. Today, also a terrific game. 13 carries, 52 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Washington starts inside their own 5. Smith. Now, Fox Sports 1 starts off your Sunday morning with Fox NFL Kickoff as the guys get you up to speed on all that's happening around the league, then turn over to Fox to catch America's #1 pregame show, Fox NFL Sunday. Get more football tomorrow beginning at 11 a.m. Eastern, only on Fox Sports 1.
A 15-yard penalty will be enforced at the end of the play. First down.
I think it was Rodney Prevost, backup linebacker, number 86, I believe, at the end of the play. didn't look like a first foul there. Maybe it's right here at the end. If it's on Tyson Pullman, 33. It's a little shove at the end. Maybe that's what the call went for.
So first down at the 33-yard line. Here's Price throwing on first down. Dumps it off into the flats to Sankey. And it powers his way to the 40-yard line. Terrence Mitchell with the tackle. Prior to that, Price was 0 for his last 3 after a 7 of 8 start.
This cannot be an empty possession for the Washington Huskies. Down 14 now. This game can get away from them if they don't get a good drive and get some points.
Sankey. Forrest Buckner plugs up the hole. And it'll be third down and short.
So 3 for 7 on third downs today.
Sankey again, looking for the first. And he has it.
For a lot of runners, they're always thinking about the home run shot. Always thinking about how do I break and crease it. And you need a key first down. Bishop Sankey showed you how to get it done. Find the marker. Use your vision and get all you have to get the first down and not worry about pressing the run.
Number 44, Sankey. Oh, what a great play on defense for Oregon. Wade Keeley-Ikipi.
Right from the middle. Look at him over the center. Mike Crisp beats the block there. Then as Dexter Charles tries to come by and block it, Keeley-Ikipi makes a big play.
Loss of 5. And a timeout by Oregon.
Prior to the snap, timeout, Oregon.
Second timeout called by Oregon. Make that their first timeout call. Pardon me. Don't forget, coming up, the Pizza Hut halftime show. A lot going on in college football this afternoon. Rob Stone and the guys.
Did you see Rob when he was announcing earlier about what was coming up at halftime? He was sharp, wasn't he? I tell you what, Rob, you leave that tie laying around, you might see it on someone else on another show sometime. And say, boy, I've got one that looks just like it. Go to your closet. It's not there.
That's right. Send it down at 15. Here's Price with the bump fake. And incomplete. Flag on the play there. Looks like interference. Kevin Smith, the intended receiver. And he may have been hauled down by Troy Hill.
I think the throw Keith Price made to the back shoulder turned this into interference. Because as Hill tries to go and make the play, see if that's not back shoulder.
Pass interference, defense number 13. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. An automatic first down.
Because if that's not back shoulder, he's throwing it upfield, and that's where Troy Hill is. By throwing back shoulder, he ran Hill right into the receiver and created the interference. Nicely done by Washington, creating a play, a big one downfield.
First down at the Oregon 46. Price dances out of the pocket. Turns a corner. Oh, nice ball fake as it goes down to 45. And you're right, Terrence Mitchell clobbers him. Price has to figure out a way to get down.
He's got to do a better job of it. Now, as a point guard, we talk about him being a point guard, he and Marcus Mariota. There's a good ball fake, as you described. But as you also noted, learn how to get down. Play's over. He took a big hit at the end of it.
Second down and 9 to the 45. Jesse Collier in the game. They'll swing it out. Mickens. Out of luck. Avery Patterson coming up and making the stick.
I'm getting the feel that as this game goes on, Oregon's defense is getting a little bit stronger, rallying to the football very quickly. This drive has been aided by 2 penalties against Oregon to move it downfield. But you throw it laterally, Oregon's defense runs plays down.
Third down and 8 at the 44. Price lost one up and picked off. Missed Miscommunication on the route. Eric Dragan with the interception. And that's a second turnover of the game for the Huskies.
They just suffocated the receivers out here, okay? And that's why Dargan back here is able to get the interception. There's no one there, see? And now Dargan's just come over from the half-field coverage he has and catch really what turned out to be an open ball. Mickens couldn't get there because of the coverage.
Price talking to Marcus Tuiasosopo and Coach Sarkisian. Where's Oregon now? Into the flats to Tyler. Look into the 20. Go down to the 22.
As well as Washington has played this first half on defense, there's no more critical series than this one right here. Already down 14, Oregon in two-minute offense. No points given up here is a must for the Huskies.
Oregon with 2 timeouts remaining. It's Justin Wilcox, defensive coordinator. Mariota throws it underneath. And got it up for first down by Keenan Lowe. Now they say it's an incomplete pass.
The back judge, John Jenkins, came from the middle of the field to say he had the best look and call that pass incomplete. Low thrown ball, yes. Good eyes by Mr. Jenkins from the middle of the field.
2nd and 10. Mariota lofts one up. Incomplete. He had Addison just a little too far. Braylon Addison, wonderful this afternoon here in the first half. 3rd down and long. A must-stop situation for Washington. The fans know it. Remember, Mariota has feline quickness running the football. Play fake. Looking, exit, incomplete. No flag on the play. Marcus Peters covering. And Oregon will punt.
See, at the end of the play, Peters in good shape. And really, you could make a case he might have got an arm on him before it, but they let them play this out. Right there, you see the hand on Addison before it's there. A case could be made that a flag should have been thrown. But all year long, I've been consistent in noting that the officials tend to let you play things out downfield this year.
Maldonado punts it away. Casey Williams flag on the play. With the fair catch at the 41.
Holding, offense, number 59 of the kicking team. Penalty will be enforced from the end of the play. First down.
So the Huskies will get the football at midfield with 1:18 to go. But let's recap this one for you. Oregon strikes first.
That's Byron Marshall falling into the end zone. And then, of course, Washington came back, got even, tied the ball game up. A terrific catch by tight end Austin Seferian-Jenkins. But here's a turnover from Bishop Sankey, one of the few mistakes he's made in this season, and it turned into points. Braylon Addison, one of the touchdowns you noted, Gus, one of the 2 for the year. Excuse me, again in the game. Nicely done there. Oregon up 2 touchdowns.
First down to the 49. Price stepping up in the pocket, wants to run it, and slides down at the 43. 1:08 to go. Huskies with 2 timeouts.
And that was a much better slide.
6-yard gain, 2nd and 4. Price again. lets it go under pressure. Derek Malone Jr. squeezing Keith Price.
Well done by Price, able to get rid of the football and save the sack yardage. The Washington defense gave the Washington offense a chance. Kept Oregon out of the end zone and off the board with more points. Huskies have a chance to get something before the half.
Price. And he goes down for the first time. Derek Malone Jr. again.
He and Rodney Hardrick, number 48, as we look at the last 4 possessions for Washington. And that's prior to this possession. Punt, fumble, punt, interception. Hardrick, the middle linebacker. Malone, the outside linebacker, both from Colston, California. Hardrick's known as nasty. He's the nasty guy. Malone's supposed to be the nice guy. The nice guy just had a huge effect on the last 2 plays.
Everybody's got a nickname on this.
They do, don't they?
Oregon squad.
And what's nice is it's not just an initial in your last name, right? Or just shortening up, right? It's not a T-Mac. They all have different nicknames. They sound like old school nicknames.
Right now, though, for the Huskies, offensively, they just can't get anybody open. 4th punt. Addison almost muffed it, but holds on at the 11. 32 seconds to go.
Slid right through the mitts. Fortunate to get a good bounce. Right back to him. He came off the sideline very late to go back and field the punt. Might have been a little unsettled back there. He was very fortunate.
So 32 seconds remaining. And 1 timeout. Mariota starts from his own 12-yard line. Another high snap. Here's a handoff. Marshall will push the pile forward across the 20-yard line and get up close to 23, about a 12-yard gain.
Now, poor official took a shot in there. Was that the umpire? It certainly appeared to be the umpire. Roscoe Meisenheimer took a major shot. Looked like Danny Shelton came up from behind and got him. Not on purpose, just got caught in the pile.
And the Ducks will head into the end zone and into the locker room. And that's the end of the first half. Oregon on the road, the number 2 team in the nation, with a 21-7 lead at the break. (21-7) the score at halftime. Oregon now will send you to the Pizza Hut halftime report. Here's Rob Stone.
I'll march in my own parade. I don't know. It's all just fun.
Welcome back to Husky Stadium, where Fox College football is presented by Geico, and our halftime score, the second-ranked Oregon Ducks with a 21-7 lead over the Huskies. Gus Johnson along with Charles Davis, and we expected a whole lot of scoring in the first half, but I think the big story has been the Oregon defense.
And they've gotten better as the game has gone on. I think Washington fired back early after a touchdown by Oregon, but since that time, Oregon's defense has started to take control of this game. You take a look at the recap during this game. There's the defense you noted. Ball popped free by Troy Hill on a Bishop Sankey run, recovered by Oregon, turned into a Braylon Addison touchdown. Keith Price, the quarterback for Washington, 0-3 in his career here, trying to get a win. And then we see Byron Marshall, his second touchdown run of the game. Look at the first half stats here. Total yardage decidedly in the favor of Oregon. The punts, 4 and 3, pretty even, but the 2 turnovers by Washington, who had not given up a point all year long, off of a turnover, that has changed.
So Washington with the ball to start the second half. They'll bring it out of the end zone. This is John Ross. Ross gets to the 20 and tripped up at the 30. Down. Ball comes out. But he will be down. Troy Hill with the tackle. Let's go downstairs to Christina Pink.
Thanks, Gus. Well, the story of the game is that Oregon defense, when I talked to Coach Helfrich, he said nothing about their play surprised him in that first half. He said our defense is very underrated, made some critical plays and forced some huge turnovers. When I talked to Coach Steve Sarkisian, he said in order to slow down Marcus Mariota, they have to cover the middle of the field, and to get Keith Price settled in, they have to call some plays he feels good about. Gus?
All right, thank you very much. Price, 2 for his last 8 after that incompletion intended for Smith. Throw for 8 yards and an interception during that time span. Bishop Sankey in the backfield, 2nd and 10. Here's Price, sideline. Smith with the catch. Tries to turn it up. Nice tackling in the open field by Olamu. So that makes it 3rd down and 4. As you take a look at Price's numbers after the scoring drive. There's Price, sideline, and a catch by Smith. He may have enough for 1st down. No, they're going to spot it at the 40.
And I think that they may have missed that one. And let me tell you why. Because where he came to catch the football, I think they marked it where his momentum was after the catch and the tackle. He's supposed to get the forward progress where he catches the ball. That was clearly above the 1st down marker.
How about this? They're going for it. Here's a handoff. Watch out. Sankey, the Bishop, down the sideline. Touchdown, Huskies. The dice are hot on this drive for Washington. 60 yards on 4th and 1. Sark rolling them big.
This side of the line does a great job blocking. They seal there. And then there's the pull by Colin Tanagawa, 64. But then Sankey makes Troy Hill, number 13, miss. And he's off to the races.
Opening drive of the second half for the Huskies. And UW says, okay, counter-punching. We're not out of this thing. The Bishop, big yard, 21-14. Bishop Sankey with his 5th 100-yard rushing game of the season. 17 carries, 107, as he goes for 60 to cut the Oregon lead to 7.
And aren't they glad they didn't get the 1st down on the 3rd down play? We went back and looked at it during the break, and I think the official got it better than I did with my naked eyes. It was a little bit short. Sark rolls the dice. As you noted, Gus, it turns into 7.
This ball fielded at the 10-yard line by Keenan Lowe. Flag on the play. Prince Fu with the tackle on special teams.
I like that. Prince Fu. Fuyo Maono.
Like number 66 of the return team. 10-yard penalty from the slide of the foul. 1st down.
That's Taylor Hart. I've been struggling with Prince's name all year, so we finally had to abbreviate it.
Listen, the way he's playing, he's going to like being Prince Fu. He wasn't supposed to be a starter and made his way into the lineup. They can't get him out.
1st down and 10 at the 13. Thomas Tyner, the freshman, lines up in the backfield. Mariota finds Tyner with space. Tyner to the 30. And pick up 1st down. And this kid was an incredible high school athlete.
His senior year, 3,145 yards on the ground and 45 touchdowns. Had an individual game of 645 yards and 10 touchdowns. Not to mention he won the state 100 meters in like 10.24 or something like 10.35. This kid can fly.
Ranked the number 2 running back coming out of Aloha High School. Shelton there to plug up the hole. 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7. Mariota pass. Mariota looking downfield. Got it! Ducks home! Touchdown Ducks! 65 yards!
We saw Josh Huff. Excuse me, it's the 3rd guy in. And we saw Josh Huff leave with an ankle injury earlier in the game, and it's obvious that he's recovered. And what a beautifully thrown ball by Marcus Mariota.
Extra point good. Last week, Huff against Colorado, 5 catches, 103 yards, and a touchdown. He's their team's leading receiver. That's his 5th touchdown of the season. 28-14 Oregon. Josh Huff shakes off the first half ankle injury and scores a big touchdown. 30-second scoring drive of 2 minutes or less for Oregon this season.
Look at Mariota talking to his guys. One of the things you hear about Oregon is he's such a calm, quiet leader. They want him to be more expressive. Talk to his guys more. Here's a great example of that. Spending more time with his offensive line has formed a really tight bond with Haranis Grassi, the center.
This ball kicked out of bounds.
Great field position for Washington. Bring it out to the 40.
Kickoff out of bounds. Kicking team. Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. 1st down.
I gave him an extra 5 yards, so they'll bring it to the 35. It's still terrific field position, and now they have to do what? Answer again.
Matt Wogan, their kickoff specialist, kicking it out of bounds. And that's the Achilles heel for this Oregon Duck squad. It's the kicking game.
And I think a lot of people want to see what they can do. Can you get them deep into the 4th quarter? Can you get them to a point where the kicking game, in terms of trying field goals, punting the ball in key situations, has to show up? When they're up big, it's a non-issue. Late in the game, let's find out. That's what teams want to do.
Here's Price. On the move. Jumps it off. And it's Casey Williams to pick up the 1st down.
And he's a player that we have not been able to call his name much. Is that his 1st catch of the day? So that's Casey Williams' 1st catch. I believe Austin Seferian-Jenkins, the tight end, 1 catch that I remember, which was a touchdown. They need those 2 involved in the passing game. They're their best players offensively catching the football. They need to touch it.
1st down to the 45. And a handoff. Sankey will push the fire forward to get inside Oregon territory. Eric Armstead coming up and making a play defensively. 7-yard gain. To the sideline, incomplete. Mickens couldn't hold on.
Good call. That was not a lateral, out to the side. And another Oregon player injured.
Tyson Coleman grabbing his left arm.
I think Nick Aliotti, the defensive coordinator, is saying to himself, this is why I have 22 to 24 guys up and ready to go each week. In this game, we've seen a number of players from Oregon come off the field, dinged up a little bit. And there's Nick right there in the middle, standing up, now leaning forward. He's done a tremendous job at Oregon coaching this defense.
3rd down and 3. A handoff. Sankey. Beautiful running. Great balance. Leg drive. Bishop Sankey picks up the 1st down.
It's not always the 60-yard run that makes you a terrific running back. It's runs like that that move the chains.
Washington quickly to the line of scrimmage. Sankey again in hesitation. Gets to the 40. Ricky Hamuli with the tackle after the 4-yard pickup.
Normally it's Oregon's offense creating havoc for other teams' defenses. Last couple plays, Oregon struggled to get ready to go against Washington's offense.
Price underneath, picked off. 3rd turnover of the day, Mickens.
That goes on Keith Price's ledger sheet, and that really goes on J.Don Mickens, and he knows it. That's why he's grabbing his face mask going off. That ball really, I don't believe, could have been better thrown. And the tip drill comes into play.
Avery Patterson with the interception. Price putting it on the money. Mickens unable to hold on, and Avery Patterson has the interception. Avery Patterson's interception is being questioned. Let's bring in Mike Pereira.
Hey guys, this is a play that they'll look at now. There's no question that the ball does touch the ground. The question is going to become, does he possess the ball first, and does he maintain control after the ball hit the ground? So that's what they're going to have to take a look at. Does he have control before the tip of the ball hits the ground? And then if that's the case, does he maintain control afterwards? Looks to me like the ball's sliding there, and then he's got a regrip here. But that's what they'll take a look at. This could very well be reversed into an incomplete pass.
Mike, when I first saw it, I thought it was a clean interception. But when we look at it under review, based on what you're saying, the way the rule reads, I don't see how they can claim that he had control before the ball hits the ground, touches the ground. I think this has to be reversed and overturned, and Washington gets the football back.
Yeah, I would agree with you, and it is one of those, when I watched it live, I had no indication that it was anything but a clean interception. But then that shot that the legendary Chuck McDonald made sure that we saw during the break is one that then brought the whole play into suspicion. But it's a whole issue of control first, but I don't think he really had total control before the tip of the ball got to the ground.
And I tell you what, Mike, Keith Price is hoping that you're correct. One more look at it.
I think based on the explanation Mike gives with the rule, I think that this has a strong chance of being overturned. So we shall see. But what I find interesting, Gus, is I watch Oregon's bench, that the defense isn't up, gathered, and ready while it's under review. The offense is on the field like this is a fait accompli, and it's not. And the defense isn't up and ready to go in case they have to go back on the field. Normally you gather both sets and see. Now they're going to come off the bench, and that's a little bit different. And if I'm Washington right now, I strike as hard as I can right now. I go with a big shot at them.
Or both teams reacting, and an announcement has not been made.
After review, the ball hit the ground and was not intercepted. It will be 3rd down and 6 yards to go at the 40-yard line going in. 3rd and 6 at the 40-yard line. The game clock is correct.
Mike, great explanation. Thank you very much. If I'm Washington, I know 1st down is a big deal, but if you've got a shot play, a chunk play, a strike play dialed up, now might be the time for it. A little bit unsettled might be Oregon, and angry that the interception didn't stand up.
3rd down and 6 at the 40. Here comes a blitz. Price underneath, caught, 1st down. Huskies, they go right back to Mickens. That's a great quarterback.
That's a quarterback that a receiver should love. And you knew Mickens was lobbying for a chance to make good after the last one, and he does exactly that.
He'll get some attaboys on the sideline. An 11-yard pickup. 1st down and 10. They can't afford the sophomore to go in the 10. Price looking, sideline. Hot sauce, baby. Kason Williams with the catch. But Keith Price, with that 1,000-watt smile, put it on him.
And do you get the sense that Steve Sarkisian said, I think they're a little unsettled. They're going to be upset they didn't get the interception, and he's striking right at them now.
12-yard gain, 1st and 10 at the Oregon 17. The handoff, Sankey, breaking tackle, stiff on it, and gets close to the 10. Mosego Lacombo with the tackle. But all of a sudden, this Washington Huskies football team is starting to find a rhythm.
Gus, as a defender, when you don't get a call that goes your way that way, sometimes you think that's just not fair, and it causes you to relax a little bit and not be on point.
2nd and 4. And Bishop Sankey gains a yard, brings up 3rd down and 3. DeForest Buckner with the top.
Casey Williams is starting to get involved here, and Austin Safarian-Jenkins is a guy who caught the touchdown pass early in the game. Both of them should be in play on this route.
3rd down 3 at the 10. And they'll pitch it to Sankey. Bishop Sankey, 1st down.
So they didn't throw it to Jenkins, but he was involved in the running play. Watch over here. Here's Jenkins helping hold the point of attack right there, and gave him just enough room to squirt through for the 1st down.
1st down and goal to the 5. Price. And Price sacked for the 2nd time. Backside pressure, Tony Washington Jr.
But Keely Ikipi, number 92, was the first pressure in his face there. And then from the backside, Washington puts him down. And Keith Price does a terrific job in holding on to the football. That could have been knocked free.
So that makes it 2nd and goal at the 14. Price. Looking. Running. Still on his feet. One play. Price. Down at the 9. It looked like he was going down, but Price using his legs. Picks up 5 the hard way.
He just ran like he knows he's 0-3 against Oregon. And when you're a Washington Husky, no team you'd rather beat than Oregon. And this is his last shot.
3rd down and goal at the 9. Price. Dancing. Price. Buying time. Price on his feet. Price tagged down. What a play on defense. Taylor Hart just grabbed him. The big fella, 6'6", 287 with wheels.
And the crowd, the reaction is, was this a horse collar? Watching the back here, Gus, as he hauls him down.
Yes, it was.
And that one was missed. That's not reviewable. I know everybody wants replay. That's a non-reviewable call, is my understanding. It's a call made on the field. It has to stand.
And that brings on Travis Gould to attempt a 30-yarder. And he'll get it. So Washington settles for 3. 7:25 to go, 3rd quarter. 28-17, Oregon. Seattle, and this week we asked our Facebook fans, which is the biggest remaining game in college football? Here's how the fans responded, Charles.
Well, we see LSU, Alabama, Stanford, Oregon, Florida State, Clemson. That one's in a little bit of jeopardy. Clemson struggling at Boston College. And Baylor, Oklahoma. Oklahoma lost today. Baylor's only up 3 in Manhattan, Kansas right now.
And Rowe returns it, gets only to the 15-yard line. To participate in the poll, go to facebook.com/Fox Sports and check out the Fox College Saturday question of the week. Keith Price.
Well, they got a call back. That was the right call on the interception that got overturned. But they missed the horse collar on Keith Price, which would have given them an opportunity maybe to score a touchdown instead of kick the field goal. Defense has to stiffen right here for Washington.
Marcus Mariota starts from his own 17. Here's the pitch. Tyner. Following the spot. And knocked out of bounds at 25. 7-yard gain. Will Schamberger defensively for the Huskies. Stopped by Schamberger once again. Johnny Munt, freshman from Modesto, California, and one of their best players decided to retire from Oregon this week.
Colt Ayala, the tight end who Many see as a big-time prospect for the NFL. He's left the team months having a very nice true freshman season.
Mariota, no pressure, decides to run it, and slides down close to midfield.
Quarterbacks haven't been artistic sliding, but Mariota seems to have a little bit better understanding about getting down after getting all he can on the run.
2nd and 1. Mariota to the far side, incomplete, and that ball knocked out play. Was it a lateral, Charles?
No, they're calling it an incomplete pass. If it had been a lateral, we would have seen the official. We would have seen the official on the sideline throw his arm back towards the goal line. Now watch, at the top of the play. Look at the top of the screen and watch the official here and see what he does. If you don't see that arm go back like it's a lateral, then it's an incomplete forward pass.
3rd down and 1. And Oregon picks up the 1st down with Byron Marshall. 6-yard gain on 3rd down and short. Brings up a 1st and 10 for Oregon. Mariota. I'll tell you what, Huff with the catch. He's got such a quick release.
Ball's gone. It's almost like a catcher in baseball trying to throw out a runner at second. That ball's got to be short, quick past your ear, and Mariota with a compact, tight delivery with plenty of dispatch on the football.
Into the Peyton Manning passing academy. This offseason, Mariota under pressure, dumps it off, Madison, and he goes down to 22. And you are a counselor at the camp, so you must have had a chance to visit with Marcus.
Had a chance to visit with him a little bit. Terrific young man. Got a chance to watch him work out with the other 35 to 40 big-time quarterbacks that were there. And trust me, he doesn't take a back seat to very many, if any.
And off once again, Marshall between the tackles.
The tempo is totally in favor of Oregon's offense right now as they maneuver down the field. And when they throw the football, Mariota has multiple options in which to deliver.
2nd and 5. And a flag.
False start. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
2nd time, Jake Fisher, the right tackle, has been penalized in this game.
You talk about new age football, right, Gus? Incumbent that Washington hold them to a field goal here at this stage of the game. Trying to keep themselves in this game and alive without a huge comeback attempt.
2nd and 10. Here's a pitch to Marshall. Trying to squeeze through the hole, and he'll get to the 15. Trey Watson there to bring him down. Russell Wilcox hoping that his team can come up with a stop. He played at Oregon from 96 to 99 as a DB. Prince Fu down.
The defensive improvement at Washington has been something.
4:15 to play 3rd quarter. Oregon driving. Back after this.
Yeah, these guys can build a motor oil that's pretty strong. But with engines running harder than ever, strong won't cut it. Buckle up.
28-17, 4:15 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Oregon Ducks threatening once again, number 2 team in the nation. And this is our first time seeing them this year, Charles. I'll tell you what, they are impressive.
They really are, especially on the defensive side of the football, because the offense gets all the attention. And they've done quite well defensively today. That's helped set up their offense. And now in this situation, 3rd and 5. Remember, if you're Washington, you got to think that they're in 4-down territory. 2 downs to try and pick up these 5 yards, not 1.
Mariota has been magical with the football, both passing and running. Huff in motion. They give it to him, and he will not get it. So that brings up 4th down. Hudson with the tackle, as well as Kikaha.
And this is something Oregon is loath to do, which is kick field goals. Alejandro Maldonado has had 2 big misses in the last 2 years. USC 2011, Stanford 2012. They would much rather go for it, but in this situation, they elect to kick it
from 34 yards away. And it's good. So Alejandro Maldonado nails his first attempt and makes it a 31-17 game. Now let's go to Patrick O'Neill in our Fox College Saturday studios for a Lowe's Never Stop Improving game break.
Hey, Gus, thanks. I remember Charles mentioning that maybe Clemson was looking ahead to next week's battle of Florida State. Defense woke up. That's a sack on Chase Reddick of BC, returned by Vic Beasley for the touchdown. It's now 24-14. 3rd-ranked Clemson leading by 10 in the 4th. All right, Gus and Charles, back to you.
They're breathing a big sigh of relief, Patrick, in Clemson, South Carolina now, because they've always felt like just when things are rocking along well, something will go wrong. Looks like they're going to get there for that Florida State game where both will be undefeated.
Matt Wogan will send it away. He kicked it out of bounds the last time. And he drives this one deep into the end zone. John Ross will take a knee. Fox Sports is proud to team with Feeding America, a nationwide network of food banks that help feed more than 37 million people in America each year through pantries, soup kitchens, and shelters. Visit feedingamerica.org/Fox Sports to learn how you can fight hunger in your community. Price on 1st down. And he'll dump it off. Sankey still running. Gets it blocked. Bishop Sankey close to the 1st down.
He's a complete back. Can run it, catch out of the backfield. We've seen him throw blocks and help Keith Price in pass protection in the backfield.
2nd down and 1. Sankey again looking for the 1st down, and it'll be close. The marker is at the 35. See where they spot the football. And it'll be just shy of the 35. So 3rd down and inches. Sankey again. And he gets it. Got a little help from his friends.
That last surge and push from the offensive line, and Sankey keeping his leg drive going. Got him the 1st down, as you noted, Gus.
1st down. Price winding up. He's got a receiver. Caught at the 35. Austin Safarian-Jenkins ran a great route. Soft hands for the big man. 28-yard gain.
2nd time we've seen an athletic catch from Austin Safarian-Jenkins today.
1st down and 10 at the 36. Jesse Collier in. Price. Evades. Gets down at the 30. I'll tell you what. I know Austin Seferian-Jenkins got in a little trouble at the beginning of the year, was suspended for the Boise State game, but I don't think Keith Price is looking for him enough in this new offense.
Well, I think that he had to kind of earn Keith Price's trust back. We went through a few weeks there where Austin Seferian-Jenkins wasn't exactly reliable for it, and I think he's earning it back in a big way today.
Big fella, you gotta keep his hands full. Just ask Lorenzo Romar. That's what he was saying on the basketball squad. You got to keep your big man's hands full when you're a little point guard.
And this week, I think is more than enough time to do that, and they've got to keep doing it. A couple weeks ago, Steve Sarkisian got all over Austin Seferian-Jenkins about his practice habits. Told him he needed to pick it up.
Here's a handoff to Sank, and it pick up a first down. You get down here, Austin Seferian-Jenkins is a 6'6" tight end, is a huge target that can open up the whole field for you.
Nearly 280 pounds and can run the way he runs. He is a monster weapon if deployed.
Give him the ball.
Let's keep an eye right here, because I think you got a pretty good bead on the play calling here, Gus. See if they try and find him again soon.
Sankey again. Sankey running. Go Bishop. Touchdown. You go. 25 yards. Starting to get physical out there now, folks. Washington leaning on Oregon. The Ducks huffing and puffing defensively. Extra point good. 26 seconds remaining in the third.
We're talking about the big guys now. Watch the movement they create against the defensive front of Oregon. There's the pull. Right there, look at that. Look at all that. Everyone matches up with everyone. Down there at the end was Tanagawa 64, but they had 82 Perkins coming around. Excellent job. And look at Sankey. He's running so hard and furious, he's running the name right off of his back. Look at him flopping in the back there.
Where's the tearaway jerseys when we need it? You played at those, Charles.
Can you believe they outlawed those? Teams were going through it with the big backs. They'd probably go through 10, 15 a game of those.
Sankey, 27 carries, 164 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Oregon inside the 10. Hard running, gets up the 35-yard line. A 26-yard return. Second half, Bishop Sankey over 100 yards rushing, averaging close to 11 yards per carry.
You remember last year, he began the season as the backup to Jesse Collier. Collier's knee injury opened the door for Sankey, and he hurdled through it. But look at his field position again for Oregon. The kickoff coverage was a problem at Stanford last week. Washington tried to address it with more frontline players. Even today, though, Oregon getting good field position off of their returns.
From the 34.
Ball start. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's the left tackle, Tyler Johnstone.
Crowd starting to impose its will on this game.
9th Oregon penalty. First down and 10. Make that first down to 15. Mariota gets out of the pocket, decides to run it. Watch out. He can wheel. Mariota down the sideline. And out of bounds. Wow. A 35-yard run.
Always think about what they say about Marcus Mariota. He is a pure quarterback, but when he takes off and runs, he is a running back.
And that That takes us to the end of the third quarter with your score. Oregon 31, Washington 24. Welcome back. First down and 10 at the 36 for Oregon. Mariota pulls it down. Looking. Caught inside the 10. Addison again. And what a beautiful throw by Marcus Mariota. Right on target.
And a nice route by Addison because he had to win physically downfield. Bumped bodies with the defender. Bumped off of him and finished off his route.
Addison, 6 catches, 136 yards. Mariota knocked away. Josh Huff, the intended receiver, Ducre defensively.
And I think Mariota was fortunate there because that ball was behind his receiver, and Ducre, the defender, had a better play on the ball than did Josh Huff.
Second and goal. Throwing himself under the cherry.
And this is just a pure quarterback run with lead blockers. Even pulled the center, Grasu. And Watson came underneath Grasu to spill the play.
Third down, goal at the 5. Big play for the Washington defense here. Can they keep him out of the end zone? Tyler in motion out of the backfield. Mariota sprinting out. Wants to run it. Mariota cuts it back. Touchdown. And a flag.
I think that's going to be a dead ball foul. Jake Fisher blocking the defender all the way over the sideline. And at the end of the play, probably didn't let go at the end. I think it's probably going to go against Oregon, but should be a dead ball foul post-touchdown.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the score, personal foul, number 75 of the offense. Penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
If you ever saw the movie The Blind Side, where he blocked the kid all the way downfield, knocked him in the stands, watch Fisher here. He just takes him all the way over the sideline, plays clearly over, and continues to finish off the block, and that's what the officials called.
So the extra point is good. Now with 13:55 to play in the fourth, Oregon takes a 38-24 lead. Marcus Mariota. Brilliant. A look at the 4-game summary. Marcus Mariota, 8th straight game with a passing and rushing touchdown. Bishop Sankey over 100 yards. Oregon trying to extend their winning streak over Washington to 10 in a row. Oregon will kick off from the 20 after the 15-yard personal foul penalty by Jake Fisher. Washington with a chance to get very good field position. From the 20. Ross makes a man miss. Still running. Gets to the 42 and flat.
We're going to have 2 different flags, I believe. There's one downfield even farther than the one at the point of attack where the ball was.
He returns it 20 yards. A penalty marker on the field.
By the way, Charles, I think this officiating crew has done an excellent job this afternoon, led by Jack Wood. They've missed a couple.
But overall, I agree with you, and I give special mention to the replay officials
There are
today.
2 fouls on the play. Both fouls by the receiving team. Holding during the run back, number 37. That penalty is declined. Holding number...
Jack.
The second holding penalty was by number 50. The penalty against number 50 is accepted 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
You know, Jack Wood's thinking right there. I liked it in the old days when we didn't announce numbers.
That's right, in college ball.
You just didn't announce numbers in college football. You just had called the penalty and you moved on. Who put that in? Who put that rule in place? And next time, crew, tell me the number ahead of time.
Mark Helfrich is not smiling. He knows that his team is in a dogfight this afternoon.
They got the benefit of a good call because look at the field position. After where they kicked from, you would have expected Washington to start a little bit farther up the field.
Price to the sideline. Incomplete. Intended for Smith. Broken up by Olamu. Ifo Ikpre Olamu from Chino Hills, California. Junior. Sunday player, folks.
No doubt about that one.
2nd and 10. Austin Safarian-Jenkins, the receiver in the slot at the bottom of the screen. This time they're five. Casey Williams will lean forward, crossing the 35 to the 37. 8-yard gain. Terrence Mitchell brings him down, brings up 3rd down and short.
See the pressure Oregon's offense puts on teams? This was a 7-point game before the last possession by Oregon. They go right down the field and score, and you have to keep digging out of these holes. It's a Sisyphean task for teams having to operate against Oregon.
And 1st down. Sisyphus, the man that eternally pushed the boulder up the hill for eternity.
Tough one, isn't it?
Oh, I mean, to always see it fall back down.
and yeah, start over again.
That's my golf game.
And that's and that's what Oregon's offense does to a team. Washington having to do it again.
1st down. Price sacked for the 4th time. Keely Ikipi has been wonderful today.
He's been a man on the inside. Look here in the middle. See him work. Came off of the initial block and got through it and ended up back at the quarterback.
9th sack in the last 2 weeks given up by Washington. They gave up 5 against Stanford. 2nd down and 18. Here's the tricky reverse. Ross. And he gets close to the 1st down, a couple of yards short. A 16-yard gain.
And there's a flag on the play. I know Ekpre Olamu was saying that he was blocked illegally
Holding.
on it.
Offense number 88. 10-yard penalty. Replay. 2nd down.
Austin Safarian-Jenkins.
So where is he? That's him up here. And he's working against Ekpre Olamu, who was screaming that we wanted to flag and ended up getting it. The only reason I can see it is that the hands of him got outside the framework of the inside of the defender. They got to the outside, and that's where the holding call came.
So 2nd and 26. Huskies need to get to midfield for a 1st down. Price just winds up. And incomplete. Intended for Kevin Smith. And that brings up 3rd and long.
Troy Hill missed a big tackle earlier in the game that led to a touchdown run by Bishop Sankey. Does a nice job in coverage there, forcing him over the sideline before the catch could be completed.
3rd down, 26. Price drops it up. Sankey. And Sankey chopped down at the 33-yard line, maybe the 34. So here comes a punt team for Washington. Dargan with the tackle.
There's no way they were letting them get to the 1st down marker. They played the old Tampa 2 defense, too deep, with a linebacker running down the middle of the field, what they call the pipe. Derek Malone, number 22, was about 35 yards downfield, down the middle. No way they were letting him get to the sticks.
Travis Gould, end over end. Addison from the 25. And Addison taken down at the 24. Shaq Thompson on special teams. But here comes that man, Marcus Mariota.
How about that for a streak? A rush and touchdown pass in the same game. 8 straight games now for Marcus Mariota. How about the company he's keeping? Colin Kaepernick, Optimus Prime, and Tim Tebow. Now tied with Kaepernick, chasing down Tebow.
First down and 10 at the 25 for Oregon. Mariota in trouble and sacked for the first time today. Tebow finally gets to him.
Good coverage downfield because he had plenty of time to deliver the ball. And when he didn't have a target available, Tebow flashed and put him on the ground.
A 7-yard loss. Now Mariota looking underneath. Oh, beautiful ball. Addison, first down. Mariota, similar to a Joe Montana, look one way, threw it the other way.
Threw a dart, didn't he? And how about Braylon Addison? That was a profile in courage. Going inside there and knowing the hit was coming and catching the football.
Addison, 7 catches, 154 yards and a touchdown. First down and 10. Far side. And Huff stood up and take it backwards. Marcus Peters. But look at what Marcus Mariota has done this afternoon. 11 carries, 84 yards, and a touchdown. 20 of 28 for 338 yards passing. 422 yards of total offense. No interceptions. Heisman, maybe front runner. We'll run it this time. Slicing. And gets to the 45, close to the first down. Looks like he has it. Trey Watson with the tackle.
And you mentioned a possible Heisman front runner. The guy who won it last year, Johnny Football, Johnny Manziel, he's playing this evening in Oxford, Mississippi, the game last year that really started his big Heisman run when he brought his team down from a big deficit late in Oxford. He's going to try and do it again. Hopefully he feels as a front runner. But both of them were committed to Oregon at one time.
Here's the pitch to Marshall. And Marshall spinning, still on his feet. Marshall making the man miss. And out of bounds at the 32. A 23-yard gain. This offense is unstoppable.
And he made one of their better players miss. Shaq Thompson pursuing, coming down the line. He missed in the open field. And Marshall keeps going for another 10 to 15 yards.
19 carries, 106 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Byron Marshall. Mariota delivers on the money again, this time to Huff. Out of bounds at the 6, 26-yard gain.
How about the route? Watch Huff out and up, and Mariota finds it. See him running behind there, gives it the look. How about this throw?
First and goal of the 6-yard line. Tyner trying to squeeze through, gobbled up Tebow. And remember, Oregon's doing all of this without that guy.
Without
Anthony Thomas.
They're able to get away. They're hoping another week of rest for his ankle.
Mariota pulls it down in the end zone. Touchdown. Braylon Addison. And the Ducks opening this game up. Mariota with another scoring touchdown. This time to Addison. And it's 44-24.
And Oregon always talks about playing a faceless opponent and playing to their standard. And we asked them, what does it mean, your standard? And Mark Helfrich, their coach, told us it's never reached, it's personal, and it's daily. It's always moving, but you keep chasing it.
Extra point by Matt Morgan is good. 45-24. The Oregon Ducks, we see why they're the #2 team in the nation, putting it on UW on their home pitch. Addison has put up over the last couple of games 13 catches, 315 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
A high school quarterback, was originally committed to Texas A&M. Came here, learning to be a receiver, and you can see it's paying off in a big way for Oregon.
So here come the Huskies starting from the 10. John Ross, and he'll go down quickly. Keenan Lowe with the tackle on special teams. Let's go to Patrick O'Neill for Lowe's game break.
Hey, Gus, number 5, Stanford at Utah. And after Ty Montgomery returned to kickoff 100 yards, Utah comes back. Travis Wilson to Drez Anderson. Nice play on the ball. Tied at 14 in the second. So Gus and Charles, Utes hanging with the Cardinal early in this one.
Well, they hung with UCLA in a big way, despite 6 interceptions thrown by their quarterback, Travis Wilson. Good football team Kyle Whittingham has there, Stanford in for a battle.
Price, fumble play, maybe roughing the passer against Oregon. DeForest Buckner in the backfield.
Offense, number 64. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
That's a right guard, Colin Tanagawa.
One of the 6 captains for Washington, working against DeForest Buckner there. Buckner clears, Tanagawa wrapped around him a little bit.
$7:18 to go in the 4th. 45-24, first down, and 19 yards. Price has to get rid of it under intense pressure once again.
Fortunate, because if that's an intentional grounding call, Keith Price was in the end zone, that would have been an automatic safety.
Second down, 18 yards to go from the 10.
Second down, Price. Over the middle, Sankey. Sankey gets to the 16. For the first time in this game, Charles, we see that the Washington club may have kind of shown a sign. This may be over.
And you see the effects, and we saw that those numbers of the pressure on Keith Price.
Price hits, he throws, and incomplete. Mason Williams, the intended receiver. Price has spent a lot of time on his back this afternoon.
And the one word I keep coming back to in my mind about Oregon, relentless. Both sides of the football, kicking game too. The way they keep the pressure on you and always attacking and making you make good plays, almost perfect plays each and every snap, that can take a toll on a team throughout a game. Keep Price under a lot of duress.
Coach sends it away. Addison lets it take a bounce. And we'll be down to the 29. 6:20 to play in the 4th. 45-24. Ducks. #2 Oregon Ducks making a statement here at Husky Stadium, looking for their 10th consecutive win over Washington. And the handoff attacks Tyner, and Tyner gets close to the 40-yard line, picks up a first down. Actually, they say he's about half a yard short, maybe less.
And now all this tempo that we're used to getting, a fast tempo from Oregon, doesn't need to be that much. Look at the clock tick down, starting to drain for them. With the lead they have, there's your play clock at 12. Let's see when they start snapping the football.
Oregon averages 630 yards of offense per game. They're at 590 right now. Tyner, first down.
Right now, what Oregon's going to do, this is going to look like a committee meeting. A lot of standing around and not much getting done until you're under the gun. They're going to snap the ball every time. They'll try and snap it with 5 seconds or less, probably closer to 3.
And a handoff, Tyner again. Ducks trying to eat up the clock now next week for Oregon. We'll take on Washington State at home, followed by a game against UCLA in Eugene. And then there's the big one at Stanford, 11-7. 2nd and 6. Cardinal with trouble in Salt Lake City today against Utah. Game tied at 14. On 2nd down, Tyner across the midfield line. Pick up 3. Steve Sarkisian and the Huskies. No rest for the weary. They're at Arizona State next week. A lot of signals on that Oregon sideline. Gets outside, picks up the first down more. Goes down at the Washington 34.
Intelligent finish to the run, too, because he could have tried to beat the defender to the outside, and maybe Fortune got to the sideline and got past him, or the defender would have knocked him over the sideline. He cut inside on purpose to make sure he went down in bounds so that the clock would start again quicker after they marked the chains for a first down.
They say this young man has the potential to be another great back at Oregon. Marshall, he's only a sophomore. The Anthony Thomas Jr.
They should never have a problem recruiting great running backs who want to play in this offense.
Here's a pitch to Tyner. Did a lot of work today. And here's the second half recap.
Bishop Sankey, after the fumble, really took off, gets into the end zone. But the second half has been dominated by Marcus Mariota, running it and throwing it. Josh Huff with a touchdown. Braylon Addison with some nice catches. Marcus Mariota is something else.
Mariota with 454 yards in total offense. Barely gets beyond the line of scrimmage. Let's show you what Magic Marcus Mariota has done tonight.
There he is, buying a little extra time, hitting the touchdown pass in the end zone to Addison. There's the big strike to Huff in the second half. The vision, the cutback for the touchdown with his legs. Oh yeah, Braylon Addison, again in the end zone. Somewhere Marcus Mariota's uncle, Rick Carl, who is a Washington alum, is weeping right now, watching his nephew put it on his Huskies.
And he is Our Right Stuff Player of the Game, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Kid barely played in high school.
Didn't start till senior year, right? I mean,
who was that coach?
But the best part was he was getting offers from colleges before he ever started a game in high school. So they recognized it. Boy, they must have been low. I want to know who the player was that was ahead of him that he couldn't beat out.
Jeff Lockie, the backup quarterback, comes in. His third running. Ayele Ford, Jr. from Victorville, California.
Great story, Gus. Walked on, ended up getting a scholarship this fall. He's a digital arts major. He's done about 10 short films. Has some of his teammates star in it. Ronas Grasu has been in one. His roommate is Keenan Love, I believe, and he's getting ready to have him star in one too.
Hand off to Ford. He tackled for a loss by Shaq Thompson. With a minute and 23 to go. But if Marcus Mariota continues to play this well, there's a good chance that the Heisman Trophy could be heading to Eugene.
If nothing else, it'd be a stunner if he's not in New York City for the ceremony. And wouldn't that be something that's him and Johnny Football again after both being committed here to the University of Oregon at one point in time?
Rocky handing the ball off to Ford. And flag throw.
A little frustration, get a little chippy here at the end.
After the play, personal foul, number 71 of the defense. Penalty half the distance of the goal, and an automatic first down.
And that should do it for Oregon. As Danny Shelton loses his cool, Mark Helfrich headset off. It's a hug and a handshake. Keith Price will have to regroup. Lockie taking a knee. Mark Helfrich and the Oregon Ducks, 10th straight win against Washington, their 18th straight road win as they come into Seattle and defeat the Huskies 45-24. Addison, incredible day. Mariota, incredible day. And the machine keeps running. (45-24) the final.
I know at Oregon, since Chip Kelly's been there, they always talk about every week as a faceless opponent. We don't worry about that, and I know it's a rivalry, but we treat everyone the same. You can't convince me that Oregon isn't feeling a little bit extra special, having beaten the University of Washington, their bitter rival, for the 10th straight time. Yeah, they can call it a faceless opponent. You can't convince me the kids don't know, the coaching staff doesn't know, because you sure know that the fans know. Another big win for Oregon. They roll on. Tough to see Keith Price go off here. 0-4 in his career now as a quarterback here at Washington against Oregon. Having a marvelous season, but the pressure from Oregon was tough because they force you to match everything. Everything is a keep up with, and that's hard to do time and time again. Every snap, every possession, trying to haul in Oregon, difficult.
45-24 the final score. Let's go downstairs to Christina Pink.
Thanks, Gus. Coach, for much of that third quarter, it was a 2-touchdown game, but they really opened things up in the fourth. How were you guys able to pull away?
Well, we just kind of believe in what we're doing, and our guys didn't blink. You know, it was a close game there for a long time, and playing against a really quality team, and certainly happy to be on the right end of the stick.
Tough environment. here in Seattle. But Marcus Mariota displaying some of the accuracy and decision-making that makes him one of the best quarterbacks in the country. What impressed you most about his performance today?
He just does what he does, you know, and we love that guy. He's not one of the best in our world, you know. He's just one of a kind. And again, our defense didn't blink. You know, they hit the big play, the big run, and they came back and stoned him, you know, drove him back in the one drive that really set up our offense again on a shorter field. You guys held Anthony Thomas out today. How's his ankle, and what's his update on his sling status? It's just right. Coach, speak. All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Congrats on the win. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Gus?
All right, thank you very much, Christina. 45-24 the final. Oregon improving to 6-0, 3-0 in Pac-12 play. Coming up, we'll wrap it up from the Emerald City right after this.